Wrestling action coming your way now, folks. Well, I know I told you there was going to be a title match, but I guess they refused to have the title match. So, what happened instead was, as soon as the title match was refused, the new group known as the Scream Queens made an open challenge to any of the women teams, and the Paige Turners, led by Paige, with her is Jessica Havoc, Nikki Cross, and the man Becky Lynch. They're being challenged by the Scream Queens, which is, as you can see, the Nun, Vladik, running the team. I'm not feeling good about this, folks. This is one of the scariest things we've ever seen. We were familiar with the Horror Connection by the men, which is Freddie and Jason and Mike Myers. That is the Horror Connection. They're kind of the good guys, but these Scream Queens look like they're pretty darn deadly, really. As the Nun, Vladik, is in there with Paige, the leader of the Paige Turners. Teaming on the Scream Queens, of course, is, as you can see there with the blonde hair and the dress, that is Tiffany, which is the bride of Chucky. And along with that is Dark Phoenix, which is, well, her upcoming movie's coming out soon. You can actually go see that in theaters and find out what that's all about, as she is the woman who kind of wiped out the majority of the X-Men. And, of course, last but not least, the original horror female scary, a woman who's originally known for giving nightmares, is Regan from The Exorcist. This is... It's interesting that the Paige Turners would answer this challenge, as they don't seem to have a lot of fear, and they're kind of the renegades, I guess, of warriors of wrestling. As Paige introduces Vladik's face to the canvas. Oh, nice enziguri by Paige to Vladik, and the Nun's having some oh no. Down goes Paige, courtesy of Vladik, and there's a single leg Boston Crab, but she's in the ropes there. As you see, Dark Phoenix is cheering on the Nun. I'm glad I don't have to face the women, folks. I wouldn't want to face any of those four women. Except maybe Tiffany. I still wouldn't want to take on Tiffany either. She's just as deadly and dangerous as her husband is, Chucky, of the Dream Masters. And now there's a pin from the Nun to Paige. Oh no. Paige rolls her shoulder up, thankfully, as her teammates, as you see, Paige sent to the corner, courtesy of the Nun. And the Nun now sends her off the rope. Looks like Tiffany's in. Oh, and this short, spiky, nasty individual known as Tiffany is in there now. And the wife of Chucky, showing that she is just as dangerous, as deadly as her husband is, and deranged, as she goes to work on the leader of the Paige Turners, the dangerous Paige, hardcore one herself. But I mean, I give the Paige Turners credit, at least they answered the challenge. I mean, that's some crazy stuff right there. And then she makes the tag to the man, Becky Lynch, who comes in and welcomes Tiffany with her forearm, and there's a kick right there. And Tiffany's right up, which is, I wouldn't like that very much. And now Becky Lynch, the man, showing Tiffany. Oh, there's a roll-up. This is how she won the dual Universal titles. I mean, both women's titles at WrestleMania this past few weeks ago, last month. As Tiffany is finding out why Becky Lynch is the man. Tiffany's down. And Becky Lynch now cranks that shoulder, and there's a right hand by Tiffany. Decided to put an end to that. Becky Lynch calling double count. Neck breaker by Paige. Sorry, by Becky Lynch. Sorry, and Becky Lynch now, the man. And here comes Regan. And that's not a good time for Becky Lynch, but Becky Lynch could care less and hits with a T-bone suplex. Beautifully done. Hey, good for the Paige Turners, not showing any fear here. As Becky Lynch now goes for an armbar. Oh, there's that armbar, the Dasama on the Regan. But when you're possessed by the devil, I guess, you can extend a little bit of pain, I guess. Oh, there's a spear. But the man right back up in her face. And now Becky Lynch into the corner, and Regan comes flying in with a splash. Oh, I wouldn't like that at all. Uh-oh. And Regan now, what does she have in mind? I don't know what that was, but Becky Lynch didn't like it and didn't care about it, as now Regan sent to the corner. Now Becky Lynch with that forearm into the corner. This again, folks, is a team warfare match in which you must eliminate the entire other team in order to be declared the winner, as Becky Lynch takes it to Regan, the Exorcist. And now Regan sent over the top into the wrong neck of the woods, and there she goes down. And Nikki Cross is in there now, and looks like everyone's kind of involved. And Nikki Cross looks like the tag was made, and the other insane one, Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross is another individual, though. She's not one to really have the mindset to care that she's facing Regan from The Exorcist. I don't think Nikki Cross cares. Nikki Cross is has a name for being the queen, the insane scream queen, as she goes for the pin on Regan, gets a 1 count. Nikki Cross is dangerous, folks. Don't let her fool you. Don't let her size fool you. Nikki Cross is dangerous, and why is she dangerous? Because she's insane. And when you have someone who's insane in a match, it's tough to do any kind of offense to them. As Regan has turned things around briefly, Nikki Cross, though, right back and introduced her with a foot to the stomach, and there's no pinfall, there's no countouts, folks. Why? It's a team warfare. It's team warfare rules, folks. So you have to you can pin your opponent out here if you had to. Oh no! Regan sends Nikki Cross to the face first into the outside of the ring. Oh no! Nikki Cross gets her shoulder up, shows the tenacity by the insane Scream Queen. And then a right hand to the gut. Right hand, another right hand. Nikki Cross gives it right back. Another shot. Uh-oh. And, oh, Nikki Cross with a nice takedown right there on Regan. Pinfalls, again, can count anywhere, folks. And Regan puts a stop to that by a kick to the gut. And oh no. Oh, look at that. Oh! I thought maybe that was going to be the end right there. I guess Regan had other ideas. And down goes Nikki Cross. Oh no. Regan's got a sledgehammer, folks. There are no rules. And introduces it to her face in the back. Yeah, I don't know about that. Nikki Cross. Oh, the man might have had enough right there. And she did. Becky Lynch is right there to put an end to that and takes down Regan. As Nikki Cross is now up. Good thing Becky Lynch was right there to put an end to that beatdown with the sledgehammer. But if you're getting beat down with a sledgehammer and you just get up to do that, and Nikki Cross takes down Regan of the Scream Queens, as we see one person eliminated, and here comes Dark Phoenix. She's another individual. She's a bad mamma jamma, folks. She gives if you've watched our show, you know she's giving Captain Marvel a run for her money. And there, Nikki Cross introduced face first into the canvas. Dark Phoenix is known for wiping out, like I said, the majority of the X-Men, including her ex-boyfriend, Cyclops, Professor X himself, Beast, and countless other X-Men in one shot, really. And there's two. And there goes Nikki Cross, courtesy of Dark Phoenix. And here comes Jessica Havoc now for the first time legally. And Phoenix hit her with a kick. I don't think that's going to bend. Yeah, I don't think so. Jessica Havoc, the other dangerous person on the Paige Turners. She's a tough woman, ladies and gentlemen. She could probably beat half the guys on the roster, really, and then she takes it down to Dark Phoenix herself. She could care less if she's from the outside of the planet. She could care less if she's a mutant. When you step into the ring with Jessica Havoc or any of the other Paige Turners, they're gonna take you to school. And Dark Phoenix is putting up the fight against them anyway. Phoenix sends Jesse Havoc. Havoc trips. And Phoenix, I don't think we've been in the ring for a little bit now, folks, and the women decided to fight on the outside of the ring. Havoc getting an inverted atomic drop, and Phoenix, oh no. Phoenix has got Jesse Havoc up, a nice suplex, almost a little bit delayed. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, a blatant 1 count, a very embarrassing pin. Phoenix apparently just showed up and just started watching. And Havoc said, I don't think so. And catches with a clothesline. And now Havoc is measuring the dark one of the Phoenix variety. Uh-oh. And she's up. And there's the Death Valley driver. And that could be the end of the Dark Phoenix. Nope. Phoenix rolls the shoulder up. Shows that she's tough. Again, folks, she went toe-to-toe with Captain Marvel, did Dark Phoenix on our show. And Dark Phoenix is no slouch. She's a tough woman. She's Captain Marvel. Phoenix didn't win yet, but against her, but maybe by teaming with these other women, maybe that, or whatever you want to call them, actually. I don't know if I'd call them women, really. As Jessica Havoc is taken to 2 Phoenix, could care less what her accolades are, could care less what she did to the X-Men. Jessica Havoc is taking it to Phoenix, and there's a nice Russian leg sweep by Jessica Havoc. Drops a leg drop across the neck of Dark Phoenix. And now a pin. And there goes Dark Phoenix. Oh, no. Now, which one of the... Oh, looks like... Oh, now we're in the ring again. That's exciting. As Tiffany decides she's going to battle the Paige Turners. As Jessica Havoc just hurls her into the corner. Uh-oh. Tiffany's up on the shoulders of Jessica Havoc. Havoc drops her down with another Death Valley driver. That would be embarrassing if that's the end of Tiffany. Nope, Tiffany got the shoulder up. I was going to say, I mean... Oh, here comes the man again. And the man puts the boots to Tiffany. Tiffany is used to the man by now. She was in the ring with her recently, in the ring earlier. As Tiffany now fires back with a right hand of her own. But the man shrugs it off and picks her on her shoulders. Oh, and drops her hot shot across the top rope. And the man is stalking her prey as Tiffany, of all people. I guess I'd almost have to say the Scream Queens maybe have bitten off a little bit more than they can chew, maybe, as they made this challenge to any women group, and the Paige Turners right now have shown that they are just as tough. They are tough women. They've only lost 1 team member thus far, and the Scream Queens are down to 2. Tiffany and Vladik, the nun herself. Speaking of Vladik, here she comes, or it comes, I should say, as it drops an elbow to the spine of Becky Lynch, and Becky Lynch now gets a camel clutch, but I think the man's too strong for that, and she gets out of that right quick, and the nun comes right back up to greet her. Lynch sends her off the corner. Now Beck again shrugs her. Now the nun throws her off. Uh-oh, the nun. Oh, that's a DDT right there. What a hell of a DDT that was. The man could be out. But nope. The man playing a little possum maybe. With nice head scissors takedown right there. I think the nun maybe have bitten off more than it could chew. As Becky Lynch is taking a tour. Drags her into the right section of the town as her, Havoc, and Paige are the ones remaining of their group. As the nun throwing around, and Becky Lynch, nice fireman carry there by the nun. And now Becky Lynch is the one that's up by the nun. Drives her to the ground as the nun. Oh no, this could not be. Becky Lynch might be having problems here. There's a pin. But you're in the wrong section of the town there, Vladik. Bethany Paige wasn't going to let you pin her tag team partners. Tiffany takes down Beth Paige with a bulldog. How about that? And now Paige kicked in the shin, and Vladik turns his attentions away from Becky Lynch. Could have made a mistake right there, though. As Paige is still in the ring, she decides to wait her turn, I guess. As Becky Lynch is having some problems with the nun. Uh-oh. Oh, there's that DDT again by the nun. The right hand there. Oh, no. Oh, nice suplex. Back suplex there by the nun. Becky Lynch needs to make a tag to either one of her sisters in arms in the Paige Turners. And the man sent to the corner. And Vladik just walks to the corner. She's not in a hurry to put an end to the man, which might be a mistake. She should be right in her face right now because she's letting the man rest right now, which is not something she wants to do, or it wants to do. I don't really know if I can, consciously call her call the nun it or her or him or anything else. It's, uh-oh. Oh, no. And the nun takes down the man, but now all hell is breaking loose. As Beth Paige throws Tiffany way outside the ring, as it looks like Jessica Havoc and the nun are going to get it on. And there's a pin roll up. And Havoc gets a 2. Oh, there's another 2 count. Oh, what a hell of an exchange right there by the nun and Jessica Havoc. And Jessica Havoc takes her down again. Shoulder up by the nun. Great exchange right there by the nun and Jessica Havoc. Uh-oh. And Havoc got caught with that DDT too. Kicks out at 2 to Jessica Havoc, shows the tenacity. This has now turned into a tag team match, folks, as Beth Paige and Jessica Havoc, former Women Warriors of Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Universal and Badass. And they're taking it to the nun and Tiffany, which is left from the Scream Queens. And both working together with a nice back body drop. And the nun looked like she was going to get a tag off that. And now Jessica Havoc is measuring the nun. And she's up. Down goes the nun. Paige goes for the pin. Here goes Tiffany, though. Tiffany puts a stop to that. I don't know what she was thinking there. Beth Paige not liking that too much. And now Havoc makes Tiffany pay for her sins, so to speak. And Tiffany's out in the corner, in the middle of the ring. And the nun's having all kinds of problems with Beth Paige, the leader of the Paige Turners. And Paige took her eye off the nun and gave a shot to Tiffany. I don't know if that was a smart idea. Now, oh, Paige now. Oh, and there's the Paige bomb right there. And there goes the nun, the leader of this. That was a loudmouth leader of the group who had called out the Thunder. And now there goes another shot right there by Paige to Tiffany. And now it's a waiting game. Maybe the Scream Queens should have worked together first for challenging a woman's team. And there goes the end of that. And it's Bethy Paige of the Paige Turners who puts an end to their hopes of taking over on Women Warriors of Wrestling. And Vladik, there you see that move right there with a DDT. I'm not saying the Scream Queens weren't good, but I mean, they got decimated, folks. I will say they took out the man and Nikki Cross, but they were no match for Havoc and Paige. And there you go, the Paige Turners. And Jessica Havoc. There you go. And the Paige Turners have sent back the challenge. And, all right, folks. I guess we'll be back. If you want, stick around.